My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 22nd, 2025. It is 4:37 a.m. I'm in the middle of editing, but I had to stop before 6 o'clock so I could record while it's sort of quiet. There is a lot that's going on. So I don't know if news outlets are sharing them, especially in the U.S. I'm talking mostly about the U.S. things that's going on. For instance, there's this. I probably, once I finish do a couple of things, I probably will take some screenshot to share them with you. If you are a different shade of skin, please do not come to the U.S. Okay? Things gonna get a little bit rough right now. True patriotic Americans gonna have to stand up and fight what's happening. And this is self-inflicted unnecessary issues that we put ourselves in. So it's gonna get very rough. The other thing is that I hope other countries are paying attention to what's going on in Haiti, because Haiti is gonna need help with what is happening in the U.S. They're already setting their eyes to Haiti, and it seems like it's hard to explain. If you could read between the lines of almost everything that I'm seeing, it seems like the current administration is gonna be something like they pay them to do the job for them. Even though the U.S. might be doing a couple things, they're doing it for someone else, and then for that person to just go and finish the job. So I hope the world is paying attention to Haiti, because a lot of things gonna happen. They're already going through some stuff. They've been going through some stuff. Each time they standing up, they put them right back down. And this time it's going to be for good. And the key thing here is, the key thing we need to pay attention to, when everything is said and done. This is something I've said a very long time. And then I got people coming after me, so I stopped talking about Haiti. I mean, so many things going on. The key thing here is, I'm repeating myself from past videos a couple years ago. When everything is said and done, all the people who have front row seaside properties, these are the key people we need to say, who did you buy this property from? Who had it first? And who handed you the paper for that particular property? Then once we get to the bottom of this, these are the key people that's behind it. Okay? Those oceanside views, those people who have resorts and stuff like that, if they are not owned by true Haitians, okay, these will be the people we need to ask, how did you get this? How many lives did they kill to get those properties? Okay? So with that being said, because there are so many branches I could go on with this, but what I'm going to focus on right now, which I made a list, there's a lot more, but I need to be in a quick hurry. I got one of the squad prayers I will say at the end. I don't know how long this video will be, even though I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tweets, but there are articles that I will be reading. Okay? Whew, so many things. All right. So this is the background of this channel. Will I be putting this here? No, I'm gonna put it on APTS Sussex. Let me switch to APTS Sussex. But in any event, these are the numbers for PYTE. And I really suggest you guys to subscribe to both channels, okay? Okay, so this is APTS Sussex. 4,505 subscribers, new subscribers welcome. Estimate revenue $112.38. Analytics. Okay, I'm already seeing the suppressions already with some of the topics that I'm talking about. I've already seen the numbers have been declining. They were going up and then they start being, I never had huge numbers. Sometime when I see, with the comparison of subscribers and the view counts and all of that, you could see things are not. Anyway, let me not go into too much detail about this. 1,993 views in the last 48 hours. So that's that. Let's go on Twitter. All right, let me pause this. These are, Twitter is distracting people with stupid videos. They're cute and everything, but this is not what's important. Okay, so by the time I switched to Twitter, I've added so much more to it. So I don't even know how many I have now. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to start with what I have on the list. And it's 4:48 right now. I have about an hour to do as much as I can. By now, you're probably already aware that Harry won his case. When I recorded this video, it was before the announcement of Harry had settled with the NGN. So keep that in mind as I continue editing this video. As a matter of fact, it's irrelevant at this point because we already know the outcome of it. But since I have it, I guess I'll put it for record purposes. Okay, so Harry won the case. The Murdochs just made a massive settlement offer to Prince Harry. Okay. Let's see here. I think I had the link somewhere. I've shared this already. I saw this way in the morning and shared it on my community board, and I was so busy. Come next week, my videos might be even rarer because I have jury duty. It's a must. I must go, otherwise I'm going to go to jail. Okay, let's see here. I wonder how the Sussex haters are going to spend this one. Okay, let's pause this GIF. There'll be a settlement because Murdoch has lots of money. I think Harry prevailed in trial, but UK, like the US, has a rule that even if you prevail, if a settlement offer is then a judgment, you'll be on the hook for other side legal fees. It's still in Murdoch's and royal family's interest to settle with Harry. The thing is that I understand, but you already see, I've already told you my thought about this. They already shift from the UK to the US. So even if Harry settle in the UK, it will continue right here in the US because their people already started. There's articles I've already seen where, for instance, a couple of them already have job in the US. Forget about the Will Lewis. Not the Will Lewis, but we already know about that. People we didn't expect. Former prime ministers already working in the US. Okay? So the shift, I call it a soft invasion. There is a soft invasion that's going on in the US with the help of Americans. Okay? So they're already here. If other Americans who have power to do certain things don't stop this, we are done. We will be like another UK right here. So if whatever happened in the UK with the royal rights and whatever, it might stop in the UK, but it will continue over here in the US. It will be following them. So again, this is all on Harry. And this is why I said about the other brother. He did not know or understand his power, the leverage that he had against the paper, and he quickly settled. And it probably, I don't know the amount, it probably for a few bucks, or pound I should say, couple millions. It's still a lot, but still, the leverage that he had against the paper and for him to quickly settle like that, I think I have something about him where he's in a football match somewhere in Europe. He doesn't care. It's unbelievable. All right. Wow. That means there's something huge they want hidden, that they don't want Prince Harry find out. I mean, I think Harry already know, but for the world, for me, you, and other people to see, this is where the clash is coming, okay? The parallel between the US and the UK, the triangle that I'm telling you that is happening, okay? So that the US is in its infancy of the type of journalistic behavior that the UK have been running for a very long time. So they do not want the US to know some of the things. But because of the Leveson inquiry, if NGN settles, they will know eventually. Okay, because there's possibly perjury that went on. So all of this, they don't want the US to see. And that's the light, that's the clash that I'm talking about, the light that Harry brought in for the kind of misbehavior of the paper. And they already shift to the US already. They're here, but they do not want Americans to know about it. And I'm seeing a lot of other, the Midas Touch and all of that, they have their own focus. Some of the things that they're showing is good. It's good information, but they need to look at the US, the UK type of journalistic behavior to sort of highlight it on their channel so the people who are watching them, okay, I believe they are into millions of followers, okay, to know this is what will happen in the US. But if Murdoch settle, that's because of that, doesn't want people to know about it. And most likely, like this tweet said, yeah, it's in the best interest of the royal family and Murdoch to settle with Harry. There's that. Was it all about money? I mean, if it was all about money, Harry would have settled a long time ago. Harry already said, okay, he wants accountability because these people continue. There was an article, either an article or a tweet that I was reading where I think when I look at the date of phone hacking that happened to somebody, and it says 2023. 2023, 2 years ago. So these people will never stop. They will never stop. And when I was looking at the date, the first thing that came to mind, I was thinking maybe 10 years ago, or at least, 14 years ago or whatever. But it was, 2 years ago. They continue. Who knows? They probably still at it. Okay, was it all about money? There's to comment under this here. Okay, was it supposed to be according to Harry? He wanted his day in court, sell out. Okay, I've always thought so. That a delusional overdose of self-importance. Oh, please. Okay, he's the one who's dealing with these things. Okay, so we will never, even me, I will never understand what he's going through. But I have an idea, knock on wood, I never have an inch of what he's going through. All right, so let's leave that. There's an article I need to read. This is it. Okay, this is why NGN is desperate to settle. Okay, I might have part 1, part 2 of this. Owner Daddy Fell bought a newspaper website for £49.6 million at a time when UK newspaper ownership becomes even more concentrated. Bought for £49.6 million from JPI Media by Daily Mail General Trust DMGT, chairs by Jonathan Harmsworth, Lord Rothermere, biggest owner, national newspaper. Let's go into that. All right, the link of this will be in the description. You should have already read this because the moment that I saw it, I put it on my community board. Okay, hacking, Habitual, and widespread at the Sun, Claimants to argue at news group trial. January 21st, 2025 by Nathan Jones Sparks. Okay, David Sherborne acting for Lord Watson and Prince Harry and their claim against Sun and News of the World Publisher News Group newspapers, NGN, will this week set out their case that phone hacking and illegal data theft took place at both newspapers and that a corporate cover-up was perpetrated on an endemic scale. Court papers, which this thing very small, but I will enlarge it when I'm editing for you guys. Court papers which have been deployed at previous hearing are expected to be summarized in their trial documents and will allege that 1. James Murdoch, Rebecca Brooks, and Will Lewis, there's the guy from Washington Post, instigated and authorized a cover-up of the publisher's alleged illegality, and that Brooks was aware of the illegal activity as it was happening. 2. Current Sun editor Victoria Newton wrote articles based on illegally accessed information. 3. There were key hubs of illegal activity across the Sun, including the news and showbiz desk. 4. The publisher relied on a strategy of buying off potential whistleblower. 5. Rupert Murdoch misled a parliamentary committee. 6. Over 30 million emails were deleted by the publisher in a desperate attempt to cover up wrongdoing, and a plan discussed at Rupert Murdoch's California house and approved by Brooks. Okay, 7. I don't know what number I'm up. Mazhar Mahmood, a disgraced fake sheikh. Mazhar Mahmood. Is that the guy? I could be wrong. This sounds familiar. Like a couple years ago, I did a video where Charles sent someone to donate to his charity, Santa Bali, and then there was some sort of verbal discussion between him and Harry was okay to receive the money, but when it's time to give the money for the charity, the guy was asking him to fly somewhere in the Middle East to dine or something like that. I'm thinking maybe that's him, but I could be 100% wrong. I'll show you the thumbnails of the video. I have 2 of them where I have the guy on that I'm thinking of, but I could be wrong. Okay. Mazhar Mahmood, the disgraced fake sheikh, routinely used illegal methods to get stories. The Leveson inquiry was lied to under oath by senior news group executive, adding fuel to call for a second stage inquiry and perjury charges. Maybe this is why. This is the part why they probably do not want Harry to go to court, because they were lying under oath. This is the thing here. Okay? They were lying under oath, and Harry's gonna spill the tea. And then if they find out that they were lying under oath, then there could be criminal charges against them. This is why they're afraid of. Okay, at this stage, the claim or allegation, which are denied, as a judge has not made finding on the criminality. These allegations, which are said to be tested in court over the next 9 weeks, follow 1,300 other claims and 14 previously planned trials. All of these were subject to settlement agreements, sometimes at the very last moment. But for the first time, this trial is expected to see these allegations finally tested in court. High-profile name to face allegation. A host of senior executive and other figures at news group are named in the Claimants case, including James Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch, Rebecca Brooks, Will Lewis, Mazhar Mahmood, and Victoria Newton. Victoria Newton. Is it that woman I was just... No, that's Katie Nicole. Never mind. Wrong person. Okay, some of them, because I was editing a video and her name was part of it in the video, but for me to do this recording, I had to stop editing, so I put part 1 and then I need to finish edit part 2. Okay, some of them remain in senior roles in the media industry, with Brooks, new chief executive of News UK, which own News Group, Will Lewis, CEO of the Washington Post, and Victoria Newton, the current editor of The Sun. Rupert Murdoch continue to preside over international media empire, which include News UK. I mean, these are not news. They are setting their group, their form to mislead the public, the UK, the US, anywhere around the world that they are. Meanwhile, what's about to take place? Okay, this will be the front. Okay, give the people, the mass, entertainment to keep them aware of what the real thing that will be happening, the politician will be doing around the globe. Like Haiti, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video and probably in my community board. Like Haiti, they want these things back. They want these colonies back. And I won't be surprised. France is part of it as well. They have their groups. I don't know. I don't follow French politics, but similar to the GOP and the Tories in the UK, they have the same group over there as well. Okay, these are the groups that's setting up to blind the people. And then they're going to control the government to go back, okay, go back to their, how do you call this, the countries that they invaded, where they sent slaves and stuff like that, to take those countries back. And Haiti is in a very fragile state, okay? So they give them guns to kill themselves, okay? And then once those who were killing the other Haitians are last standing, and then they're going to come and wipe them out and then take the land back. This is what's happening here. Okay? They're not saying it. I mean, why would they say it? Why would they say that? But Trump already gave us a hint. He wants to take America back. And I think the UK is already making its step in the United States to take it back already. And it's happening. This is scary shit that's going on here. It's tactic things. They really want the media. They want control of the media so they could fabricate nonsense. So the majority of people do not pay attention to what they're gonna do, to kill and do all sort of things. If you look back at my previous all videos, okay, one of the things that I told you that Trump did, what he did when he first came in office is go after the gangs. What are the names? M16 or the Blood, the whatever. He went after them, giving the people, okay? I mean, most people will agree with him. You want stable community. You don't want gangs coming to disturb your peace and all of that. So this is the thing that he gave the people, and they agree with it. But what I saw, not that I'm okay with the gangs, but what I saw based on Trump's rhetorics, what I saw was that he wants to get rid of them. That way, when his people come into play, they do not have resistance. He did not want, like the Proud Boys. Look at this. His second term. What did he do? The first thing that he do, I think he signed executive order to those January 6 people be free. So they're going back to the community. I mean, the shit that is happening here, it's unbelievable. So many of you who've been paying attention, or I will not say pay attention. At that time, many of you will say I'm just BSing. It's fine because I saw what I saw. And they were my opinion, but my opinions are becoming reality now. But it was a warning, sort of. Anyway, let's get back to this. Sidetrack. Rupert Murdoch is expected to face allegation of misleading the Parliamentary Home Affairs Committee over news group's payment to criminals, but is not being called to give evidence, and NGN deny any wrongdoing. I mean, whenever you see that, what do you expect them to say? Okay? Mahood is accused of using illegal method, and Newton of writing articles based on illegally accessed information. Neither are trial witnesses, and NGN deny that they did anything wrong. What Harry's team needs to do is to show concrete evidence, okay, either through emails or whatever they may find to back whatever it is that they're claiming. Because these people will always say, I didn't do it. What you're saying is false. I mean, the typical thing. Okay, if findings are made that the Leveson inquiry was misled, the culprits could be vulnerable to perjury charges. This is the part that they're afraid of. Okay, so if they find them they were lying, what are the punishment for perjury in the UK? Let's see here. Let's look it up now. Let me pause and search for it. All right, so this is what I type. What are the punishment in the UK for perjury? In the UK, the punishment for perjury is a maximum sentence of 7 years imprisonment, as it is considered a serious offense that can be tried only on indictment in a Crown court. This can also include a fine, both depending on the circumstances of the case. Right. Key point about perjury punishment in the UK. Maximum sentence, 7 years imprisonment. Trial type, indictment only, Crown Court. Potential penalties, prison sentence, fine, or both. Reason for severity. Perjury undermines the justice system by introducing false information and legal proceedings. Okay, the consequences for perjury are very serious, as this is wasting police time. It is trial on indictment, and the charge is imprisonment of term not exceed 7 years, or a fine, or both. So they could pay a fine or 7 years in prison. Okay, oops, not this one. All right. So this is what they're afraid of. Discovery will be the other thing. Other people that implicated, that their names will be revealed during the trial. So there are some people they probably do not want their names to reveal during the trial. So these are other things that they're probably afraid of. But they love to do it to other people. Oh my goodness. Okay, Mahmoud is accused of using illegal methods, and Newton of writing articles based on illegally accessed information. Neither are trial witness, and NGN denied that they did anything wrong. If findings are made that the Leveson inquiry was misled, the culprit could be vulnerable to perjury charges. Such a finding will also add fuel to calls for a second stage of the inquiry, which had been promised but was since abandoned, partly on the basis of news groups' claim that the Sun was innocent of illegality and that such inquiry will not be appropriate. I mean, they're the one who's in trouble. Of course, that's what they will say. If it is found this was not the case, and that, in fact, news group had lied to and misled the first stage of the inquiry, calls for part 2 could become irresistible. Okay? Political interference. Lord Watson claimed alleged that he was targeted by news group to obtain compromise purely as revenge for his political attempt to make NGN accountable for their wrongdoing. Others named as target by NGN for similar reason, including the Secretary of Justice, Shabana Mahood, former Commons Speaker John Bercow, former Prime Minister Gordon Brown, Culture Minister Sir Chris Bryant, and former Attorney General Dominic Grieve. The allegations are thought to indicate a broad and non-partisan campaign aimed at attacking and undermining any and all of NGN political opponents. Okay, so what I see here, as I'm reading this, okay, my opinion here, this is not to say this is the truth, even some of the things that I've said already, is that the reason they saw into all of this, because there is much more to be gained in the future if they are succeed with all these things that they're doing. Phone hacking, obtaining private information, and create false narrative, a form of entertainment to distract people, these kind of things. The bigger thing here is that, like I've said at the beginning of this video, is to go to those how do they call this? It's not Commonwealth. Former territories, because there is so much more to be gained in that. In terms of, let's say, if, for instance, let's speak Haiti, for instance. If they get Haiti back, if France, the people, the group, the business people who had interest in Haiti, if they get the land back, so many other businesses that could create over there. They could have resorts. They could have all sort of things over there. Okay? Look, for instance, look how the U.S. had become as a former territory of the UK. Okay? Just imagine if they get Haiti. It may not get to that huge part of things, but they will take it back and create. I mean, it's a huge investment. They could make so much money about it. And then look at, for instance, the Middle East, what Israel has done to the Middle East. Destroy everybody. That will be part 2 for Haiti. Okay, what happened in the Middle East, that will be Haiti. Okay, if we don't keep an eye on what's going on. And I hope Haitian, not politician, yeah, politician too, but the journalists in Haiti don't fall for the thing where they give you money to lie to the people, because you next, they will eliminate you when they get to the point of they eliminate all the other Haitians. Okay? Don't lie to the people. Okay? Money is not the key thing right now for the people of Haiti. It's the stability that's number one. Your health, you need to survive that. Okay? So this is what all of this is about. Lie to the vast, to the majority of people, while those business people could put puppet politician in place to do their bidding for them. So they're gonna do their stealing legally, kind of. Okay? Just look what's happening in the US right now with Trump. So this is what is happening now. This is what has been going on. Those business people are doing all of that to blind the vast, and then, create sensational stories, pinning people against one another. They study the environment, the key aspect of what's happening in the moment, and then they create a story to pin the people against each other while they forget about the real issue: food, shelter, clothing. Okay, the basic stuff. You forget about the basic stuff and you're fighting for, I don't know, for skin color? I don't know. Okay? So I hope people are paying attention. Forget about the noise that they're creating, because they want to eliminate everybody. I mean, this is so freaking stupid. Stupid but dangerous. Let's continue. The allegations are thought to indicate a broad and non-partisan campaign aimed at attacking and undermining any and all of the NGN's political opponents. I mean, I do not know the conversation that's going on in other monarchy countries like Spain, Netherlands, and what else? The other countries that have monarchies, Europe. I'm talking more of Europe. In my humble opinion, I think they're all part of it. They may be quiet about it, but they're helping it because they want these things back. And that came to mind when one of those kings, and I think of Netherlands, went to South Africa and they chased them out. But anyway, let's focus on that. This is why I like to read these things in the middle of the night. My mind is clear. Vast evidence deletions. Senior executives are said to face allegation of presiding over what news group itself referred to as the email deletion, JRM plan, a process of deleting potentially incriminating emails. This began after the police had begun investigating hacking at the publisher in violation of NGN's obligation to preserve evidence. This is where Will Lewis came in. I spoke about this already. This was the Claimant look set to allege part of the cover-up, which involved several batches of strategic deletions. This took place after a letter of claim was first issued against the publisher by Sienna Miller in autumn 2010 and early 2011, just after the Met's investigation into news group had begun, and a further batch in February 2011. A total of 30 million emails. That's a lot. 30 million emails were deleted over this period, which covered exchanges throughout the 2000s when hacking was most common at News of the World, and it is alleged The Sun. This deletion took place against a backdrop of public scrutiny, police inquiries, and political deliberation over how to improve accountability in the press. Deliberately deleting potential evidence over this period will represent an extraordinary attempt to protect those responsible for any illegality and to pull the wool over the eyes of the law enforcement, legislators, and the general public. News Group has said that they have fully cooperated with the police, but former senior Met Officer Sue Akers will give evidence that News Group dealt with the Met's investigation in a deeply concerning way and failed to tell the truth, naming Will Lewis as among those responsible. My goodness. The claimant also accused News Group of making payments to former staff to suppress further evidence from emerging allegations. NGN bought off convicted journalists such as Clive Goodman, Neville Thurbeck, Ian Edmondson, and others with enormous financial payment in return for gagging clauses preventing them from implicating other journalists or editors. No further question, Your Honor. Let's see here. Okay, it's almost done. Okay, news group denied the allegation, yet has refused to put forward a single senior executive as a witness to respond to this allegation. Brooks, Lewis, Murdoch, and Mahmoud are all missing in action, despite, as the claimant remarked, Brooks working only a short taxi ride away. So in other words, they didn't bring her. I mean, they're trying their best, unless last resort. And they don't want her to say things that, they're going to lie, to incriminate themselves further. All right. You could just understand that part. The claimant, it will have to be Harry's team to call them to testify, ask them some question. The claimants described this as, quote, like an episode of Succession, but without Logan Roy, Shiv Woman, or even Kendall. Right, claimant news group accountability is paramount. By making large settlement offer, news group has previously been able to prevent trials from going ahead, as claimant who turned them down can be left liable for enormous costs even if they win their case. The claimants accept that pursuing their claim put them at a huge financial risk, but are determined to expose the extent of the wrongdoing they believe occur. News group denied the allegation, and the outline of their defense is expected to be presented to the court later this week. This article is part of a joint project with Hack Off. If you guys could follow these, check them out. Reporting on trial with accuracy. All right, so that's that. Back to this. Okay, so I read that already. So let's go to the second one. Maybe this will be a video by itself, but I'll keep on recording. All right, so if I decided to do part 2, this is video 2. All right, so this one I got on Blue Sky. Good King Harry. Heavy is the hand that carries the crown. You may not wear a crown, but to us, you're a king amongst men. Good speed and all you do. All right, so there's an article as well. All right, so there's a response. Prince Harry is indeed a king amongst men in the truest sense of the word. May God strengthen and fortify him. All right, that's a good way of putting it, to protect him. All right, so this is NPR. And one of the videos that I did not too long ago is that if you want to follow what's going on, I guess, true reporting, but at the same time, put your question things, okay? NPR and Byline. And I will say the 19, but I have not come across their articles. So they need to promote that a little bit more for me to see them so I could share them with you. Okay, so that's that. Let's read this article here. And that will be a good way to compare and contrast what I just read with this one. Murdoch's News Corp offered Prince Harry settlement to resolve years-long lawsuit. That was January 21st, 2025. London, Rupert Murdoch's British publishing arm has made a substantial settlement offer to Prince Harry and a senior lawmaker to avoid a lengthy trial over whether company executive had engaged in a cover-up of illegal action at his tabloid here. Among the executive allegedly involved in that cover-up is Will Lewis, now the CEO and publisher of the Washington Post. Okay, they mention it here as well. Okay, from ByLineTimes. Lewis was a top Murdoch executive in the UK 14 years ago when a scandal over the tabloid hacking into people's voicemail reached a fever pitch. He is not a defendant in the case and has denied all wrongdoing. The claim against Lewis and other executives have not been tested in court. Okay, that also aligned with Byline. Okay, NPR was the first to break the news of the offer disclosed by a person who asked for anonymity because they were not authorized to speak about the case directly. A spokesperson for the News UK, Murdoch, okay, they're letting you know how they get the information, but this person is not authorized to do so. And at the same time, you could keep your question mark in that aspect. All right, a spokesperson for News UK, Murdoch, this thing just moved. Okay. A spokesperson for News UK, Murdoch's British newspaper company, declined comment, as did a lawyer for Harry and the lawmaker, former member of the House of Commons, Tom Watson. I mean, they're not going to talk about that because the thing is still ongoing. The last gas settlement offer evoked Murdoch's decision 2 years ago to pay £787.5 million to settle a defamation suit against Fox News for broadcasting lies about 2020 election. And we already have him under oath. Murdoch, lying under oath. This is why they had to settle. All right. Murdoch's team made the offer on the cusp of trial and of the Nigerian media titan on testimony and open court. In that case, Fox made a modest admission that incorrect claim had been made, but Dominion voting system was able to reveal the size of the settlement, the more telling concession. As Harry and Watson cases have dragged on for years, I mean, when people are saying for Meghan to quickly go sue and all that, this is the thing. It drags on. And then it's very lengthy. And you have to have concrete evidence to back up your claim. And then you just hope you have an honest judge. All these play a key part of it. This is not easy. This is why I say I do not want to be in that place, and may God continue to protect them. And the only thing I could do is, to the best of my abilities, to back them up. Right? Because it seems like the world, those people with power and money, are against them. I'm just a little raindrop. All right. The presiding judge in London, Justice Timothy Fincourt, seemed surprised that settlement talks will happen at the last minute. Why would you be surprised about that? I then formed the view that there was anything the still sealed court filings that had not seen the light of day, the judge told Anthony Hudson, Murdoch's lead attorney. He also rebuked Hudson for asking to be heard in closed chambers to make his case privately. Oh, I didn't get that part from Byline. So they wanted their things to be privately. They don't want the world to know what's going on. Okay, and this, of all cases, I'm not going to start having secret hearing. The judge, good. The trial surely take place has been pushed off until Wednesday. Oh, I thought it was, what's today? Okay, we had, today. Okay, we had a holiday, Martin Luther King Day. Okay, the trial should take place has been pushed off until Wednesday. Harry and Watson have insisted on the need for acknowledgement of wrongdoing to settle their claim. The size of damages is far smaller in British civil cases and settlement than in the U.S. Yet going through with this trial carries a financial risk for Harry and Watson. Under British law, they can be forced to pay the defendant's legal costs if they reject a settlement offer that exceeds the amount the judgment awarded at trial. A nationwide scandal lasting years. Yeah, it's nationwide. Worldwide. The British hacking scandal has dragged on for many years and involved many people from the royal family to politicians, celebrities, and even crime victims. Okay, it's almost, parallel. Almost the same as, what's this other guy? They claim he died, Epstein. Okay, they were doing things two different ways. And the U.S., they threw Epstein. How do they get these people? Because those people want sex. All right, so they got Epstein over there to do, to grab business people, all sort of people, to be entrapped through the Epstein scandal. And then in the UK, they were doing the phone hacking because their bodies have control of power, so they try to get away with that. All right, so these are the same, similar, not the same, similar, but same goal. Should I say different tactic, but the same goal? That's what it is. Different tactics, same goal. The objective. Okay, from the royal family to politician, because they got, what's his name? Andrew into that thing as well. He was in New York almost all of the time, or in the U.S., I should say. And then in Epstein Island. All right, so let's continue. From the royal family to politicians, celebrities, and even crime victims, News UK has paid more than $1.5 billion and the billion dollars to settle more than 1,300 complaints against the Sunday paper News of the World and the daily tabloid The Sun. Murdoch personally apologized in July 2011 and shut down News of the World. Yeah, and then open another one to continue the same thing. All right. Even enriching past settlement over the years, News UK has never admitted culpability for criminal activity by the son. Indeed, Murdoch expanded that paper to 7 days a week in 2012. He closed it and then opened another one and expanded. My God. Like I was just saying, not too long ago, I was reading either an article or a tweet. Okay, the phone hacking was still going on 2 years ago. As a result, he largely cauterized the damage and prevent the spread of public attention and criminal exposure to his other titles. News UK previously denied hacking into Watson's voicemail messages and contended Harry's over many years. Harry has blamed the media, and particularly the Murdoch press, for his rift with other family members and attack on his wife. They should have left Meghan alone. The squad have been saying that the moment I started to listen to the squad, because when I first came across the negativity that was going on, and I wanted to find out who else was talking about it, and it was either Tina or Michelle, one of them that I came across, and when I saw their YouTube channel, these were the things they were saying. Leave Meghan alone. And I think this is why Harry is not leaving that alone. Okay? And other family members and attacks on his wife, Meghan Markle. Harry and Watson previously resisted settlement offers, saying the trial was needed to ensure accountability for the Murdoch title and executives. Okay, I'm the last person who can actually achieve that, and also closure for these 1,300 people and families. Harry told the New York Times last month, I will be them if those journalists are going to ruin journalism for everyone because we depend on it. And I hope, like Rachel Maddow, there's two of them, and on MSNBC, to continue with honest reporting, and they shed highlight of what's going on in the UK with Prince Harry's thing, because I don't think the US will, the same group in the US will talk about it. Accusation of a cover-up. The stakes are high on both sides of the Atlantic. Lewis started at the Washington Post a year ago, but his standing there was damaged before he arrived on the job when NPR reported on the accusation that he played a key role in a cover-up for the Murdochs tabloid. Those accusations were made in a related lawsuit, which has been settled. Lewis was not a defendant in that claim either. He dodged that one. The revelation last spring that he had pressure NPR and his own editor at a Post not for cover, the allegation sparked a further outcry in the Post newsroom. I talk about this already. I think NPR was going to talk about it, and he offers something. I forgot the full thing. It's in one of my videos, okay, to not talk about it. And then people at Washington Post were upset about it because these are people who went to school, who wants to tell the truth. But him saying that raised another question. Okay, through a spokesperson, Lewis and the Post declined to comment. Aide to Bezos did not respond to a request for comment. So many things to say about that part, but let's leave it alone. Okay, while not a defendant, Lewis is cited as participating in effort to destroy evidence showing News UK leaders knew about the crimes their employees were committing on the tabloid's behalf. Harry and Watson legal team also named the former IT director for News UK, Paul Chisbo. He has since risen to be chief technology officer and the head of the 2B Media Group for Murdoch's television giant Fox Corp in New York City. Yep, they're moving all of them over here. They are moving all of them over here. This is why I said when I saw that video of that particular, politician was talking, and I said, they pretending that the UK is not part of it. But it seems like when I read one of the comments, it seems like it's an old video. But when I saw it, this is the first thing that came to me. They want to get UK out of it as if UK never started any of that. They're shifting, okay? They're they're shifting everything to the US. He declined comment through through a corporate spokesman directing all comment to News UK. Heavy and Watson allegation also focused on the action of News UK CEO Rebecca Brooks, the former top editor of both the News of the World and The Sun. She had been a chief executive of News UK in 2011 but resigned that summer. Brooks was later acquitted in a criminal case on phone hacking related charges and returned to overseas Murdoch's newspaper here. Here where? In the US? Yep, they're moving them all over here. They're moving them all over here. And what's happening with TikTok, okay, is to get them on the same page as well. Going through with trial carries financial risk. If the trial proceeds, Justice Frankfurt will decide whether these executives should be found to have perverted the course of justice. Okay, the settlement will enable the Murdoch camp to squash the public presentation of evidence by Harry and Watson legal team, evidence meant to show that the Murdoch daily tabloid The Sun also engaged in widespread criminality in its reporting methods. The plaintiff alleged that Lewis and the other executive orchestrated the deletion of millions of emails and withheld other materials from police, according to police notes presented in court filings. Lewis told a police investigation they had to delete the email to head off a scheme by Watson. They're good at turning the table on people while they're doing the wrongdoing. My God. Okay, former Prime Minister Gordon Brown to get materials surreptitiously from Brooks' computer. Meanwhile, these were things that will incriminate them. In my humble opinion, Brown and Watson have denied any such plot. News UK has not to date produced any evidence publicly to support its existence. Brown and Watson have denied any such plot. News UK has not. Okay, because everything you say, you have to back it up. Okay, so if they delete these things and you say it's because you thought Watson was gonna do whatever, so you need to show that. So they have not proved evidence. Okay. News UK has not to date produced any evidence publicly to support its existence. Brown has demanded a criminal investigation from Scotland Yard, which opened a preliminary review to determine whether a full investigation is warranted. Harry won a case overseas by the same judge over similar act by a different tabloid company, the Mirror Group, in 2023. The court in that case ruled that phone hacking by the news company was widespread and habitual in the 1990s and early 2000s, and that executive not only knew about it but tried to cover it up. The judge said Harry's cell phone was specifically targeted between 2003 and 2009. Okay, so there I find more, a little bit, I guess, new information on the NPR, and I'm comparing it with the Byline, but pretty much almost the same information. What I found here, maybe I did know, but I forgot. The judge that presiding over this is the same one that did the one for the Mirror Group. So look at this. We heard that the judge did not want to have any secret meetings in his chambers. So he's not playing. So they're afraid of this judge as well. That's what happened. They're afraid of this judge. They know the judge is not playing. So this is one of the reasons they want to settle. Okay, so I read this. Again, there might be different parts to this recording, but I'm just continuing.
Avanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.